And sit down.
We're broadcasting live from the future at Guantanamo Bay with the former president, now prisoner, Donald Trump. We're going to go ahead and discuss how we got caught with the whole Russia thing, because, I mean, no one saw that coming. Stick around.
The Webster's Dictionary defines fisting as raising your fist in the air in resistance, or a sign of unity.
Fisting.
Fisting.
Can you use that in a sentence?
Last night, my wife and I were upset with the way black people are treated in this country. So, we fisted.
So in solidarity,
Yes.
with Black Lives Matter,
Yes, we fisted.
You guys fisted each other. Fisting. Can we get the definition one more time?
Webster's Dictionary defines fisting raising.
By raising your fist in defiance.
Yes.
Thank you. Critical Mass, everyone. Welcome to the show. Those of you, today, what's today's date? Today is the...
It doesn't matter.
It does.
It's the 21st.
The 21st of May. On the 20th of May, you may have caught me on the Facebook Live.
Yeah.
We were at a packed crowd at the Rochester Rattlers game. Hope you guys checked it out. If you didn't, go
Record-setting crowd.
Record-setting. If
That's
you go,
such shit, man.
Oh, it was garbage. If you go to my page, those of you that know me, go to my page, and you will see there are 3 Facebook Live videos. Also, Elsa from Frozen got a little drunk and threw up. I got that on video.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Thank you. And we had a great time. We chose 2 players. I believe the first player was Woodson from the Florida team.
He was a forward.
You know, we began verbally harassing him.
Yeah.
And that was fun. He was a forward. There is no forward in the
Well, you know what I mean. What is it called?
There's
offense?
There's a defenseman.
Okay.
There's a midi.
Yeah.
And then there's the attackman.
Attackman. Okay, just say attackman. You know what I meant.
Yeah, I know.
You don't have to mince words.
I like mince meat. Bless you. So we were at the game. We chose Woodson first, and we were hurling insults and personal questions at him from the sidelines.
Not racist things, too. And
not at all.
I barely could tell that he was dark-skinned.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, dude, he's black. Calm down.
Yeah.
I'm like, he can take it.
Like, we literally we didn't even know because he was wearing a helmet with a full face mask.
Right.
And none of the insults being hurled had anything to do with
And he was
race.
standing upright like a human being, so...
Yeah, he looked like a human.
Right.
Therefore, I
couldn't tell he was African-American or not, or
I don't think
Hispanic, or just South American, something dark.
He's from Florida, we can tell you that, because he was on the Florida
not
team.
necessarily.
Well, he might not have been from Florida.
I believe the woman said about the goalie that we were...
Yeah, Kaut.
That he's from New York.
Poor Kaut.
This woman was she was a Rochester Rattlers fan, and she knew where the goalie of the opposite team was from.
This is a woman that literally has nothing to do.
That is, I mean, if you know the stats about the visiting team and where they're from, like each individual, the visiting team.
Yeah.
You've got problems.
Well, I mean, and it's not even like, it was an MLL game, which Major League Lacrosse.
Or she's got the greatest life in the world, and therefore she can afford to learn those things. I didn't turn my phone off. I don't know even where it is.
I don't know where it is either.
I hope it just rings.
Well, moving on, Woodson was the first, and then it was Kaut, the goalie, the opposing goalie that you were discussing. And what we were doing was, if you watch the video, we actually got right behind the goalie on the general admission area. We got right up to the edge of the field, and we were hurling insults. We asked him what his sign was. We asked him what his major and minor was in college. We asked him if he switched to Geico. We asked him, and we
asked him his social security number.
Yes, I mean, and he was turning around and actually responding back to us. And during one of the team huddles close to us, my favorite thing was he was like, "Those guys won't shut up over there." to the other team members, which was hysterical.
Yeah.
We kept telling him to check his posts, and he kept doing it.
Yep.
And then we started to get a little crowd.
Like a good goalie should.
Yeah, we started to get a little crowd of fans behind us that were cheering us on.
But we kept it relatively clean.
Well, yeah, we weren't swearing.
We weren't trying to get kicked out until the very end.
Not until the end.
I said something pretty bad at the very end. Man. What did I say?
Well, we looked at each other and we said, there's 30 seconds left in the game. They're not going to throw us out, so just go.
Yeah.
And then literally, I think at that second, you just went, ah!
Something happened. I don't know. It was a blur. We were drinking a lot.
I think I stopped recording at that point, too, because my data, was killing my data.
Right.
But, I mean, it was a great time for that alone. Oh, and that's what the point I wanted to make. So every quarter...
Yeah.
The goalie switches sides.
Right.
So
Teams switch sides, yeah.
Exactly. So we asked the security guard if we were allowed to go around to the other side.
Right behind the goalie where there's stadium seating.
Exactly. Yeah. And I loved the fact that he came out onto the field probably thinking that he was on the other side now, and we were just standing there waiting, screaming, "We're back!"
Well, how about the bullshit that, okay, it's an empty stadium.
Oh, this was annoying.
Like... I don't understand. Is there some sort of insurance policy that states that if there's under a certain amount of people, then it's unsafe to let them sit wherever they want? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like, have you seen games on TV where they put like a big tarp over sections of seating?
Yeah.
You know, usually with ads.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so can we not afford that here? If that's your policy, you're like, hey, everybody sit on the left side. Okay,
look at ticket sales.
You know,
we can't afford anything.
Or tape it off.
Exactly.
You don't just you can't sit over here. Well, fuck you.
Exactly. Well, to Dan's point, is that we got there. We went to the Genesee Beer Garden. It was $2 beers.
It's a roped off little area.
Yeah.
Featuring Jenny beers.
Featuring Genesee Brewery beers. Thank you, Jenny, for that. It was delicious. First of all, you get our group of friends together in any $2 beer situation.
And by the way, she was letting us double fist.
Yeah, she just was like, "Do you want 2?
Yeah.
Do I want 2? I want 7.
Yeah,
but yes,
just
I'll
give me
have
2.
2.
2's fine.
I polished 10 beers before we got into the... Well,
did you? No.
That was 9 and 10.
If you had 10 beers, you'd be on the ground.
That's bullshit. I've killed a 24-pack to my face, and I was on the ground. That night I was on the ground and crying. I was actually crying. No, I had 9 and 10. 9 was in my hand, and 10 was down below my feet when we were in the general admission area.
Okay, you're yelling.
I'm yelling?
Yeah.
You're yelling. So anyway, I know that some of the guys had more than that. Some of the guys were with Rick had...
If you had 9 beers...
Rick had more beers.
That's $18 without a tip.
And yeah.
So did you tip this woman?
Yeah.
Every time?
$1 each time.
Okay. So you're probably only, $25, $26 just in the beer garden area? Mm-hmm. I thought you said you spent $40 the whole night.
Yeah, I did.
And then you said you spent the majority of the money at the retreat.
So no, not the retreat, the pub.
The pub.
So yeah, my math was wrong.
Yeah.
So...
I'm just digging a little deeper here.
That's you're digging deeper than the Republicans are in Trump's treason.
What a transition.
Right? You like that?
Yeah.
Though? We're actually, here at Critical Mass, we are more concerned about, we are actually doing more research on the amount of beers I consumed than the entire Republican Party is in actual treason that's happened in our country.
Yeah.
But we'll touch on that later. So, first, and just to finish what I was saying, I want to complete my thought, is anytime you get our group of friends together...
Complete your thought all over me.
All over your chest.
Mm-hmm.
$2 beers, our group of friends, never a good idea.
No.
We finished the drinking. We never really finished the drinking. But
I felt a little more emboldened.
We were very emboldened. And we went out and we said... Oh, I made the bartender laugh because everyone left the beer area, and I was like, oh my God. I said, how am I ever going to find where my friends are sitting?
Yeah.
Now, mind you, everyone listening, this was an empty stadium last night. The stadium was fucking empty.
It was the equivalent of going to like a Saturday morning movie
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's like 2 people in the theater, and you're like, yes.
There were more staff and security guards at the
Than there
stadium
were attendees.
than there were attendees.
Yeah.
So we get up, we go, and we're like, fuck it. Let's just sit in the front. Mm-hmm. So we sit in the front, and we grab seats right in the front row, and we're sitting down, and we're already yelling and screaming and having a good time.
Yeah.
And security walks over, and they're like, well, you can't sit here. And we all just kind of started laughing, and we're like, well, are you expecting...
Okay.
Are there... what do we say? Are there 30,000 late people?
Yeah, there's 3,000 late people not showing up.
Oh, all the people are waiting in line at the bathroom.
Yeah.
To fill up the seats. And then that's when we went to general admission, and we said, fuck it. Let's make this fun.
Yeah.
And we did. And it was our buddy Rick's 30th birthday, 30. And I think he had a good time.
Oh, yeah, I would agree. Yeah, he was laughing the whole time.
Oh, he was having a blast.
Yeah.
That's all that mattered to me, so...
Well, something else was, at the beer garden, the Genesee Beer Garden.
Yes.
The giant tarp behind this woman.
That's right.
With it's not a tarp, it's like a banner. Mm-hmm. And it's huge. And they didn't zip tie it down.
No, they did not.
To the like the metal rack or guard gate behind her.
Yeah.
They could have tied it down. They didn't. And so the wind was blowing, and it was blowing up over her back and then over her head as she stood at the bar to serve people drinks. And I'm just looking at it, just laughing. Like, this is so unprofessional.
Incredibly unprofessional.
And this is what bothers me about Rochester.
Go.
In a larger picture, we want to pretend like we're professional at A, B, and C, and we want to pretend that we have class at certain restaurants. You know,
we do.
No, I think a lot of it. I mean, sure, some of it here and there, but restaurants or hotels that come off as expensive or great in some way, high quality. But when you go to a stadium, a professional sports stadium, and they can't even zip tie down a banner, and it's blowing all over the bartender, like in her face. That's silly. That is so fucking Bush League. It's sad to me.
It is, but we take it a step further. It might have been doing her a favor, because I don't understand how you have a beer garden and you don't have an attractive bartender. And I'm sorry, lady, you were super nice, but I mean...
that's a little chauvinistic.
Well, yeah, they're there to make money. It's a business. Squeeze your tits together and you're going to get better tips. It's just science, Dan. It's science. It's not for me. It's not about me.
Yeah.
I'm good, but what I'm saying is...
Well, she wasn't...
She was.
Hideous.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, she was. But the point I'm making is you've got a stadium that is empty. You didn't sell any fucking tickets.
Yeah.
You got a $2 beer thing at a beer garden.
Sure.
And you're trying to make as much money as possible. Now, most men are dumb. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Most men are stupid
I'm
creatures.
talking to one right now.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I'm a little above average, but I'm no fucking... genius.
The stupid Neanderthal type.
She has big boobies. Let me give her more money.
Yeah.
And then the stadium makes more money. It's economics, baby.
Sure. But back to my point about the unprofessionalism.
Yes.
Or lack of professionalism.
And not staffing the bar appropriately and the banner.
You didn't staff the bar, but moreover, when you have the shitty banner that's blowing all over the damn place, and you don't zip tie it down, and then somebody from some sort of media thing comes over. I don't know if he worked for Genesee or if he worked for the stadium.
Who knows?
But he was like, hey, everybody over here, let's get together for a photograph. And we were making jokes that it was like the entire stadium worth of people. And,
that's right.
And then I said, oh, it's cool. You need some zip ties for this banner. He was like, nah, it's not my job.
Yeah.
Dude, what else are you doing?
Exactly.
Do you work here or not?
You're taking a picture of us for your Genesee Twitter account where your Genesee banner.
He has a walkie-talkie, too.
Yeah, walkie-talkie. Let me get some...
Can I get 2 zip ties over here?
2 zip ties, 759er.
Yep. That's how simple it was. But he couldn't do it. But then, like, 15 minutes later, 7,000 zip ties showed up in a bag. It's like, this should have been done before the game. And I shouldn't have had to say anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're a professional organization, if you're running this place well. I shouldn't have had to say anything.
No one should have had to say anything at all. And yeah, it was just baffling as to... I don't know how we still have the team after last night's performance. But I guess the point is this. I don't want people to listen to what we're saying right now and be like, oh my God, you got free tickets. You were there for your buddy's 30th birthday. The two of you are fucking assholes.
And all you're doing is bitching.
This is the thing. We had a fantastic time last night.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember a more fun night that I've had with a group of my close friends ever. So don't take this as that. It's just more we have questions as to, hey, if we had that much fun, why is it that we're not professional enough as a city, as a team, as a stadium to get more people in there?
Right.
And I think that's really the question Critical Mass has for the Rochester area.
Yeah, it's just such a popular sport, lacrosse, here. No, and at the middle and high school level, it really is. Here, definitely.
So
you would think that they would have more draw.
It's a Native American sport, and
we all know that.
We have Native Americans in this area.
Yeah, the Iroquois was a huge influence.
Yeah.
So I just feel like given the amount of Little League lacrosse, middle school lacrosse, high school lacrosse, and even there are some powerhouse, like Nazareth has a good lacrosse team, don't they?
Yeah.
Syracuse has a good lacrosse team. Niagara had a good lacrosse team until you joined.
Well, no, they never had a good lacrosse. Club lacrosse is just not.
Club lacrosse, yeah. So, but still, big colleges in the area have lacrosse teams, and they are competitive, for sure.
Absolutely.
So what I'm saying is, how does that not translate into fans coming out to see the games? Now, we're only 5 or 6 games into the season, and unfortunately, we've had a very cold spring.
Yeah,
it's difficult for families to want to come out if it's shitty out,
That's true. And it wasn't, I don't want to say it was shitty last night out, but it wasn't exactly warm. But you know what? Thinking of this, I go to K-Hawks games. Mm-hmm. I've been to K-Hawks games, and they're packed, mm-hmm. But that's box lacrosse. Yeah. And so,
indoor for the layman.
I don't know if just box lacrosse is a bigger pull than outdoor.
Well, it's been established for a lot longer. That's true. What really helped kick it off was that we were so successful as soon as we started.
That's true. The K-Hawks are a good team.
And that's why the Rhinos, the soccer team, got so much press, was because we did so well as soon as we came into the league. I mean, right off the bat, we were kicking ass. And the same thing with the K-Hawks.
Are we still good?
No.
Okay.
And you can clearly see the decline in attendance. So I think with that stadium and lacrosse and soccer combined there, if the team is not doing well, people are just not going to show up.
That's true. That's a good point. Yet the Red Wings games, packed to the brim. I work right near there.
Yeah, they do well.
I can hear it, and what I don't understand is twofold. Number one, it's a minor league team.
Yeah.
So in my mind, who cares? Number two, it's baseball. And we talked about this last night, so it's America's pastime. Let's leave it in the past then. It is so boring. It's like, honestly, it's like watching fucking paint dry.
Well, how about golf?
Golf? That's tough, because sometimes I'll watch it and sometimes I won't.
Really?
Yeah, for real. I like the different types of strategies that they're going to make based on the different hole. It's for me, I look at a hole.
Is there strategy in baseball?
Fuck if I know. I'm asleep the first 5 minutes.
There is.
Well, great. I bet on every play, one person's going to throw a ball towards a guy with a stick, and that guy with a stick is going to attempt to swing.
You can do that to any sport.
Okay, football.
I bet some doofus is going to take that ball and throw it to some other guy with the same jersey.
Not if it's a rushing play.
Or hand it off to some idiot who's going to run into somebody else.
You can
deconstruct anything.
What if it's a QB sneak?
Okay, let's do it with golf. You just said that you could sometimes watch golf.
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay,
sometimes
but this fucking white affluent piece of shit's going to take out a club and swing at this tiny ball.
Tiger Woods.
And then
VJ Singh.
And then somebody's going to go, yay. You can't sit there and bash baseball if you watch golf. You just can't. Look,
I'll
to
bash
be
baseball.
fair, there are plenty of popular sports that a lot of people like to play and watch, but they're very low key. You know? And that's fine with them.
I guess.
Okay?
I don't get it.
Soccer is the most popular sport in the world, and I'm not going to defend it and say that it's high key. It's not. It's very low key. But it's a different kind of excitement. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you're European.
No, I think if you grew up playing the game or watched the game your whole life, you can learn to appreciate the hills and valleys of the excitement. Like it builds quickly and then dies, or builds and then dies. It doesn't have to culminate in a goal for it to be actually a good game.
I guess.
You can still be emotionally invested and scream at the television if it's a 1-0 game. You can be like, oh my God.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's just me. It doesn't mean I represent everyone. If you look at the sports that I watch, it's number 1 is NFL because I love it. It's beautiful. And number 2 is hockey. Uh-huh. And my God, the grace and the power.
See, but hockey is soccer, but on ice.
It moves. Smash the piss out of each other.
Yeah, it moves organically. Mm-hmm. There's no set plays.
There's a beauty to it. It's the way they move.
It's organized chaos.
It's full contact ice dancing.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Right.
It's better than Ice Capades.
Anything is better than the Ice Capades.
That's true.
But look at basketball, for example, right? A lot of action, fast-paced, right?
Yeah.
Strategy. Mm-hmm. But they score 200 points a game.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
It's too much. It's too much.
So you have basketball at one end of the spectrum and soccer at the other, high scoring and low scoring, and both fans of each sport find the same amount of excitement out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you bring it back to baseball, you may not find it exciting.
I don't.
But the fans do, clearly.
Then people.
You know what I'm saying?
This is the thing. Remember that people are stupid.
Okay, but if they're stupid, why aren't they going to lacrosse games instead?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. I really don't.
I mean, in that lacrosse game outdoors last night, they scored a total of 15 or 16 goals total?
Yeah, it was like
8 to 7 or 9 to 7, 9 to 8. I don't even know.
9 to 8.
Okay, so that's a pretty high scoring game.
Because they went into the OT.
Right. It's a high scoring game, but no one's around to watch it.
And Rochester lost.
Yeah.
The Rochester Rattlers lost. Ugh. All right. Well, do we have anything else to talk about from last night?
Last night,
I got my fuck you from last night, but we're going to save that for later.
Yeah, just a happy 30th to our buddy.
Rick, if you're out there in the airwaves.
You're an old man now. You got 2 beautiful kids, a beautiful wife, a nice house, career.
Yep.
And we hate you.
We envy you and the things that you've accomplished that we've made fun of you for years out of being jealous.
Right.
To just, you know what? Critical Mass Day, we're going to put it all out there.
Okay.
Yeah, jealousy, pretty much. I think you hit the nail on the head, Dan. Beautiful house, beautiful wife, beautiful kids, good career.
Yeah.
You're 30, and you look good with the salt and pepper hair.
His family's healthy and alive and well. I mean, what's
there? You look at Rick's family. I don't know what that sounds.
He works for Wegmans too.
Yeah, but you look.
He should be fired.
You look at his family too, and if you look at them, the only thing you could think of is this America.
I know.
They're literally America.
He's a Yankees fan.
He's a Yankees fan.
Jesus, does it get any better for this guy?
Does it get any more America?
I don't know.
I don't think it does.
Is he a Bills fan?
Niners, but he switches. He moves around. Yeah,
what?
It's weird. Yeah,
that's unacceptable.
He likes a team, and then he likes another team. He likes players.
No, that's unacceptable.
I don't think that's.
I thought he was a Wolf one time.
You did think he was a Wolf one time, but we're not going to go into why. And
Let's take a break.
That's nothing he did. That's something you did because you're.
No, I'll blame him.
You're just going to blame him?
Yeah.
All right, we'll just blame him, even though it wasn't his fault. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the fact that the Kremlin is moving into D.C., and we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about other things. I don't know what they are, but
it's going to get serious.
It is going to get serious. And we'll be right back. Enjoy these messages from our sponsors. The Critical Mass podcast can now be found at the 8o'clockstop.com. That's the 8o'clockstop.com. We're there along with our friends at the Hypothetically Speaking podcast, where they answer hypothetical questions. It's a lot of fun, and you'll also find a whole bunch of other fun multimedia there, from music to art to, well, all kinds of stuff. Check it out real soon. That's the 8o'clockstop.com.
Now is Donald Trump firing the FBI director James Comey.
Correct.
Yes.
The guy who was investigating him.
And Hillary Clinton. And
Hillary.
That's kind of what makes it interesting.
Okay, please.
Let me just kind of sum it up. Months before the general election, the press had already known somehow that the FBI was investigating her for her email server issue.
Yeah, she was emailing memes and pictures of her grandchildren.
No, she was doing what apparently lots of other state officials do, which is instead of using a government secured server for all their emails, they were using a personal email system to handle their personal emails and their work emails, which included classified information.
And knowing her age, she's probably using AOL.
Right.
Hilldog69 at AOL.com.
And of course this is a problem, but one of the criticisms is that, okay, now you're just picking on her when plenty of other people were doing this, and actually to this day still do. But that's beside the point. So a few months into this, what happens is Comey breaks his silence and says, we're investigating Hillary, there's an issue with these email scandals, we're going to get to the bottom of it. And this is unordinary because FBI directors and the FBI in general don't usually come out and say that they're investigating someone. They keep it to themselves.
They play it close to the chest.
Right. And so a lot of criticism from the Democrats came out saying, why are you doing this? Obviously, you're anti-Hillary, you're doing this just to cause a commotion and get her to lose the election.
Lock her up.
Right. So, and it gave a lot of fodder to the other side, for sure.
Absolutely, but that other side is dumb as a box of nails.
Okay.
Anyway, on. Let's move on.
Fair enough. So they close the case. Comey comes out about a week or so ahead of the general election and says, well, not even a week, maybe a month, and says, there's really not enough here to prosecute. No living prosecutor would really bother with this. It doesn't look like there's anything here. Obviously, she behaved irrationally and stupid, and she deserves a slap on the wrist because she could have really fucked up.
Correct. She didn't do the right thing, but when the FBI 2 times say that it's fine,
then you're fine. You should ignore it. But the real issue was that Comey had come back to the media and said, we're reopening the case. And this was a day or two before the general election.
Yeah,
in fact, some people were already voting ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because you can do like pre-ballots or whatever, you send in your mail. I don't even know how it works.
Me neither.
If you're like an invalid who can't get out on Tuesday to vote, you can send in shit early.
Fucking invalids.
So voting had technically began. And again, the Democrats were pissed. They're like, what are you doing to us? We're trying to get Trump to not become the president, and here you are just killing Hillary with this. It's unfair. So of course they're going to feel that way, and they want Comey fired. They are pissed. In fact, a lot of them actually come out and say, you need to step down as director because that is just inappropriate. And technically, if for an FBI director to come out and say something like that, it's not professional.
Not at all. I mean, when you know what's at stake, too.
Yeah.
Which is the end of democracy.
Okay. Okay. But Comey's defense was very interesting. He said the fact that President Clinton had flown into the same exact airport as Loretta Lynch, the head of the Justice Department at the time, right? And had a little chat on her little airplane there about what, grandkids?
Who knows? We're never really going to know what the
Bullshit.
conversation was.
It seemed so obvious to everybody, especially the FBI, that was a chit-chat about them not going any further into Hillary's email investigation.
Of course, I'm sure it was, but we weren't
So
there.
the FBI says, whoa, what are you doing? It looks as if you're interfering. So we need to reopen this case because maybe there really is something going on there. That's what pushed him over the edge. That's why Comey came out and said, no, we got to talk about this again because that was an inappropriate move. And there are more emails that we haven't gone through. So, okay, yeah, maybe he did have an effect on the conclusion of the election. But at the same time, this is what the Clintons do. They're fucking liars and cheats and stealers. They're just
liars and cheats and stealers that I would rather have in office.
I understand
than
that,
Donald
but from
Trump.
the perspective of law enforcement, they are not involved in politics. They are involved in what's right and what's wrong.
Correct. The law, not what's right or what's wrong. Because
but you're right. That's subjective.
The law.
They're involved in the law. That's all. That's it. So to them, okay, it's shitty timing, but guess what? When you behave like an idiot, we got to call you on it. Well, so let's say that they knew something was up, but waited till after the election to do something. That's his point as well, that they thought they'd be in worse trouble if they had been found out that they said nothing, allowed Hillary to be elected president, and then went ahead and prosecuted or went after her.
Exactly, and we would have every single Republican Trump supporter
losing their minds, and rightfully so, too.
Freaking out.
Rightfully so.
But they're the same people now that are like, oh, well, you can't say this stuff about my president. He's my president.
I know.
First of all, he's not your president. He doesn't give a fuck about you.
But there's a lot of
the
criticism from the right saying that we, the Democrats, okay.
Well, I prescribe to know.
I know. Clearly we're leftist, but we're not Democrats.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'd rather
so
be a Democrat.
Their criticism is that okay, you can't call for the firing of James Comey when he comes out against Hillary, but then praise the man and defend him when Trump fires him. That's not fair.
No, it's not fair.
And I believe our point is that he was doing the wrong thing for the right reason or the right thing for the wrong reason. We're not exactly hypocritical when we say that, okay, Comey did fuck up there, but here Trump fired him literally because Comey came out and said, yeah, we're investigating Russians' involvement in the Trump campaign.
Well, it was right after all the subpoenas were issued for the Donald Trump treason situation. So all these subpoenas went out for information, and then the questions started to get asked, well, what are these subpoenas for? Oh, well, we're investigating Trump. You're fired.
You fired.
You fired.
Right.
It's like, well, wait a tick.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I have a job.
Do you?
Let's just say you have a job.
You're hypothetical.
Hypothetically speaking,
right.
You have a job and you're being investigated for something at your job. Mm-hmm. You can't just go in and fire human resources.
Yeah.
For investigate. So let's say you've been embezzling money from the company.
Right.
Let's just say that's what's going on.
Yeah.
And human resources is going to get involved, and human resources is going to take a look at all of this.
Yeah.
And, they're probably going to have to report you to the authorities because it's also a law that you're breaking.
Yeah.
Again, you can't go into human resources and say, are you investigating me? Yes, we are. Okay, You're fired. Like, that's not how it works. But for some reason, in the new dictatorship we're under here in the United States of America, the United Dictatorship of America, you could just do that now.
Well, what's interesting is that
it's fine.
If you needed to fire someone at your job, you need a damn good reason. You have to put it on paper.
Well, yeah.
You can't just say, "Oh, I don't like their face. I don't think they're doing a good job," or you just cannot say, "I don't think they're doing a good job."
That doesn't. Yeah.
There have to be metrics involved.
Correct.
What do you mean? Do they not sell enough French fries?
Yeah.
Do they not clean the floor when you ask them to?
They need to be
Where's the documentation?
Measurable.
Right.
That's the big thing.
You can't just say, "Oh, I don't like the job you're doing." Now, had Trump said, "I'm firing him because of the way he handled the Hillary Clinton investigation, coming out at the wrong time, etc." fine.
But he's not
fair
that
enough.
smart.
But he hasn't said that.
He's
Not to our knowledge.
He's not that smart, though. He's not a smart person.
All signs, at least to the logical, are pointing to him firing him because of his investigation into Russia.
Yeah.
He had dinner with him. Mm-hmm. And Comey hated it. He did not want to get involved in politics whatsoever. He didn't want to be too chummy. He had the opportunity to play basketball with Obama, and he said no.
Yeah.
Dude, President Obama asked you to play ball with him, and you don't play basketball with Obama? That means you are trying to not get involved whatsoever because he doesn't want to look chummy with him.
Which is understandable.
Right.
In his position.
Yeah. So Trump asked him, hey, are you going to play ball or are you going to drop this whole thing? And he's like, I can't promise that.
Yeah.
He's like, you'll have my loyalty to follow the law, but I can't promise you that, just do whatever you want. And Trump didn't like that, clearly.
Yeah, and I guess, was it Trump asking him for his loyalty? Which is, why, like, I don't understand, like, or what? Or he's going to sentence him to death? Is he going to cut his arms off?
Well, he knew what that meant, that you're going to get fired.
And he decided, this is the...
And that's sad.
And people love this guy.
They do. And then... There was another time, which really could be the big indictment here, that they were in the Oval Office, and the director of the Justice Department was in there, and somebody else was in there in the Oval Office with Comey and Trump, and he asked everybody to leave so that he could talk to Comey in private. And the Justice Department guy, what's his fucking little piece of shit name? That little... He had to recuse himself from the investigation because he got caught talking to Russian officials.
Oh, that was
Jeff Sessions. Yeah. So Sessions lingers. Sessions lingers and doesn't want to leave because he's like, this is fishy and weird. And Trump had to ask him twice. He said, no, I need you to leave. So he did. Now you have two witnesses that can prove that Trump specifically wanted to be alone without any other witnesses to talk to Comey. That would suggest that he had intentions that were bad.
Well, yeah, when you're... So when I go back to a job, because at the end of the day, what Donald Trump is trying to do is a job. He's doing a terrible job at doing his job, but working in the government is a job. It's what you do. So when I was a manager, okay... Anytime I had to speak to someone, quote unquote, privately or anything like that, we were instructed to always have another person in the room.
Precisely.
So that way it doesn't look like favoritism, or it doesn't look like you're targeting someone, or it doesn't look like you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. Yet Donald Trump feels like he's above this. A simple thing that you learn and I was a peon manager for a peon company that means nothing.
Yeah.
This is the President of the United States. These moves that he's making are so incredibly stupid and fishy. He's making himself look more and more like Nixon every single day, if not worse.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is if he is found to be treasonous, I really hope that he's going to do some time.
Well, there's two major... As far as attacking him, there's a left fist and a right fist, metaphorically.
Okay.
The left fist is the actual criminality, like him being actually put in jail for treason.
Oh, that would make my day.
Or obstructing justice, etc. Then there's the right hand, which is simply an impeachable act. I mean, he doesn't have to go to jail, but he gets to lose his job because he's done something anti-constitution.
And then what's the fear, though? When he is impeached, then we get
Pence.
At least,
and possibly Paul Ryan as a vice president.
Now, first of all, Mike Pence wants to turn the entire United States into a religious country. What Mike Pence doesn't understand is he's the equivalent of ISIS. Mm-hmm. He's ISIS on the other side. So you've got ISIS that are religious fanatics for Islam, and kill people.
Yeah.
And behead them. And then you have Mike Pence, who is a religious fanatic for Christianity and wants gays to die.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, that's not fair. He's not getting people to kill gays. Well, no. He gives money to and supports conversion therapy. Conversion therapy has a very high suicide rate that he obviously cares very much about because he gives them money.
He needs to try it.
He
needs to try conversion therapy.
Exactly. And then if he, let's say something happens to him, and we hope it does, and I hope it's painful, then we have Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan, bootlicker, cocksucker number one. Paul Ryan, I can tell you right now, knows what Donald Trump's cum tastes like. Honestly, that's what I'm feeling.
Gold.
Like. Gold. It's like a little bit like Goldschlager.
Anyways.
I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel.
Okay, so best case scenario is that
Paul Ryan.
Best case scenario is that Trump and Pence, because he's involved in the campaign, is somehow involved in this whole Russia scandal. And best case scenario is that they do end up going to court and being tried and found guilty. And I hope that they both lose their jobs and go to prison.
I agree. I think
that's the best case scenario, but I don't think Paul Ryan is connected in any way. So that means that Paul Ryan would then have to become president.
Which
so, and here's my thing: I don't agree with him on anything. Except for the fact that you can actually, I've said this before, you can tell that he's not happy with Trump. And he never was. He just had to defend him because of politics.
Which means he has zero backbone. He has no spine, and he has no cock.
Right.
He has nothing. He's a nobody.
Here's the thing: is that you're not going to get rid of the Republican rule at this point.
They're like the Sith, the rule of two.
Right.
It's just pure evil.
So you gotta hope to win back Congress in a year and a half from now, whenever it is.
Well, yeah, but this is my thing. I think that we should just consider all of this a wash. I think that the powers that be, the FBI or whomever, whatever, the Senate, the House just needs to come together and say, let's shake the Etch-a-Sketch. No Trump, no Paul Ryan, no Pence.
They don't have the power to do that, though.
No, just listen.
Okay.
This is not going to happen. I'm just saying this is what I think.
And I want unicorns to exist.
Yeah, well, yeah. No Hillary.
Okay.
No nothing. Shake the Etch-a-Sketch.
Okay.
And let's just get an emergency president in there. And honestly, if you had a thought of who you think should just step in there real quick, who do you think should come in and just be like, here he comes to save the day? And you'll be surprised by my answer.
Well, okay, so it's completely hypothetical.
Completely hypothetical.
And you would want somebody who's already in the realm of politics, so they know how Washington works. They know how to act like a professional.
Correct.
I mean, if I had my choice, it would be Bernie.
Bernie Sanders.
Just for the healthcare reason alone. You know what I mean? And I think, diplomatically speaking, I think we'd be able to get along with our foes a lot better.
Absolutely.
But he is going to die.
He's going to die.
Pretty soon.
My choice is quite old as well.
Yeah. Schumer, I've liked Schumer for a while, but I'm worried about his connections to Wall Street.
Yeah,
there is some issue there.
He's hit or miss. I heard him do a speech though at a commencement, and it was actually really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a smart guy.
Yeah,
and he's done a lot for us New Yorkers.
He has.
But I'm really worried about his Wall Street connections.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess my answer would have been Bernie. But who's your guy?
McCain.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's a Republican, first of all, and we all know how I feel about Republicans. I feel he's a dinosaur.
Yeah.
He's the last living dinosaur. Which what I mean by that is a Republican with both a backbone and a sense of morality and integrity. I think he's the last Republican. I think they should be, the next Star Wars movie should be The Last Republican. Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Republican, starring John McCain. Honestly, I almost voted for him, except for the fact that he chose Sarah Palin as his fucking running mate, which is goddamn retarded.
No.
But other than that,
Bad choice.
I was really it was really tough, that election, of who I wanted to choose.
Yeah.
I liked Obama. I still do. I love him. But I was like, McCain is...
He raped and killed my family, but that's fine.
Yeah, right. But anyway, yeah, I would say... And McCain has been very vocal against Donald Trump. He's been very, very vocal that he's a huge piece of shit.
Yeah, he's not going to play ball. He's like, nah, dude, it's not the guy.
The question is, why aren't more Republicans rallying behind someone who obviously...
Because their job's on the line.
Has a functioning brain.
Because their jobs are on the line. Their career's on the line.
McCain is so old that his brain should be deteriorating, yet it is not. And it seems that these... Like, Mitch McConnell...
Yeah. Ugh.
I have never wanted to see a man get stabbed live so badly in my life. Like, I just want to see him talk. Like, Mitch, oh my God, I'm being stabbed. I'm being stabbed.
I just want to see him have a heart attack while he's on the microphone.
This is the thing. I don't think anyone's going to stop whoever tries to stab him. No one's going to stop. Everyone's going to be like, no, do it. Do it. Go. Oh, yes.
No one.
Yes.
I'll repeat, no one is calling 911.
No. Not a single person will call 911. They'll let that turtle-looking motherfucker die.
Yeah. He looks like a dinosaur, too. You're right. He is old and ready to go. I think he represents the passing of those sort of morals and beliefs that the Republicans hold and the conservatives hold so dear. I can't wait till all those are dead.
Oh, my God. Except for McCain. Yeah. I would love to see him step up.
Not 100% on board with McCain. But
well, neither am I. But I mean,
I think if you want to make the country happy, that's a good choice. I agree with you.
Yeah, I'd
because
be happy with
it
that.
makes the Republicans happy, and I think a lot of Democrats find him to be respectable.
Well, yeah, he is respectable. Yeah. I respect him as a person. I don't care what his party is. I respect him as a human being. Yeah. And I think he would do good things for this country, far better than what we have currently. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you said Bernie. I would never be against Bernie. There wouldn't be I wouldn't be like, oh, Bernie? No way. That just wouldn't come out of my mouth. Yeah. But moving on, let's we'll get back
but I just want to say, look, whatever happens with this Trump thing, it could absolutely fizzle into nothing.
It could.
They could drop the case and say, we can't really prove anything. Fine. Okay, fine. But man, deep down, I am so praying for an impeachment. Mm-hmm. I just want to have an impeachment party.
Yeah, we actually talked about this last night. CriticalMass will throw an impeachment party.
Yeah. Isn't that your vocab word?
What?
Impeachment?
Impeachment. That is defined by Webster's dictionary as...
putting your dick inside of a peach.
Yes, impeachment. Correct. It's putting your penis inside of a peach that you've just microwaved for about 10 seconds. Please remove the pit.
Well, you got the details down pretty well.
Please remove the pit, as it will scratch the tip of your penis. Now, in my case, I need 2 peaches because it's like a skewer. So,
grow up.
Enough penis talk.
Yeah.
Enough penis talk. Because apparently I have a potty mouth.
You do. Oh boy.
I can't wait till my fuck you later.
How are we doing on Tizzle?
We're 48 minutes, 35 seconds.
Let's take a break and we'll come back and do some fuck yous.
You want to make some coffee?
Yeah.
I don't think we're done talking about Trump yet.
Oh, really?
I mean...
I kind of said my piece. He's a piece of shit and I want him to go away.
All right, well, and we're going to talk more... We're going to come back. We're going to talk more details on the impeachment party. Okay. And then we're going to do our fuck yous.
Yeah, okay.
All right, we'll be right back. Enjoy these messages from our sponsors.
Don't.
Winters suck, especially here in upstate New York. They're cold, wet, dreary, and the salt from the roads gets everywhere. Luckily, for our concrete surfaces, we have Eagle Epoxy. They'll come in, they'll resurface your garage, or your basement floor even. They cover it with an epoxy resin after it's been resurfaced, for protection, a clean look, and it's really, really easy to clean, especially for you car guys. They can be reached at their website, eagleepoxy.us, or by phone at 585-402-4971 for a free quote. Tell them the Rockness Monster sent you.
I just want to let everybody know that you're listening to Critical Mass.
Critical Mass. Welcome back.
And, we do want to cover a few more things here, so hang in tight. I have my fuck you. Rockness has his fuck you.
I do.
And we're going to get to those, but real quick, what did we want to say about Trump and his tiny penis?
Well, I mean, this is the thing. A lot of people, because I get into these little scuffles,
on the internet
with these people that just love the taste of Donald Trump's penis. They love. They suck on it, and they put the tip in their mouth. They go, and they love it. They love it.
They're rusty tromboning him, metaphorically speaking.
Correct, and it's constantly like, oh, he has nothing to do with the treason, and he has nothing to do with Russia.
Yeah,
and it's like when you're saying those things, you're really showing the entire world how blind you truly, truly are. And then when you say those things, their response is Hillary and the Clintons. And what about the Clintons? And it's like, okay, I'm not talking about them.
Yeah.
Okay? And I never once came out and said, Hillary Clinton is the greatest fucking thing since sliced bread. And Hillary Clinton is absolved of all of her sins and has never done anything bad. Ever.
Yeah.
She's never done anything criminal. She's never done anything underhanded. No. I've never once said that.
Right.
What I've said is the man that you love so dearly is guilty of treason.
It's quite clear. I mean, it's so obvious.
So clear. And then I have no business dealings in Russia. I'm not going to release my tax returns.
Right.
Listen. His sons actually said, we do so many dealings in Russia. They actually have been quoted as saying how much they deal with Russia and Russian banks.
Oh, wow.
Now, it's there. It's
I didn't even
there.
know that.
Yeah, them just touting, just running their mouths on that stuff.
Stupid.
And then the big thing is he won't release the tax returns. And I was like, oh, you stole the tax returns of me. Listen, this is why I'm on the tax returns. Because this motherfucker is now being investigated for treason. This motherfucker came out and said, I have no business dealings in Russia. Okay. Then if you don't have any business dealings in Russia and people are getting super bent out of shape, then end the conversation by showing us your tax returns.
But here's the thing, that doesn't necessarily prove anything either. Because what are they going to do, make a paper trail? And if they're doing backhanded stuff with Russia, you're not going to put it on paper.
I don't think it's backhanded stuff. I think it's actual regular business that they're doing with what's considered an enemy of the United States. They're doing business with them. It's probably all above board. I doubt it, but it's probably all above board stuff, and that's fine.
But it could be below board is what I mean.
Yes.
It could be below board stuff that's not going to show up on a tax return.
But if you're president of the United States of America... Or you're a business. So if you're a businessman in the U.S. and you do business with
Which I
Russia,
am.
Okay, you're a businessman in the U.S.
Yeah.
You do business dealings with Russia.
I'm a businessman. These are my business socks.
For sake, everything's above board. You're doing business with Russia, and everything's above board.
Right.
You're making You're making, what are those called? Russian nesting dolls. You're a Russian nesting dolls company.
Yep.
You're based in the U.S., but you do business in Russia because you want the nesting dolls to be actually Russian.
Authentic.
Exactly. You want them to be authentic. That's fine. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that at all. But now you want to run for president, which is a political seat, which pretty much you represent all of us, this entire country, and Russia is a known enemy of the United States.
Yeah.
You need to let us know of those business dealings you did with them so we know if you're planning on colluding with them in order to further your business.
Yeah, but I think that's A-level stuff. I think that's clear, cut, and dry. Yeah, sure. Okay, that makes sense. You know, a president shouldn't have prior business dealing. But that's the thing, is that he was a businessman.
Yes.
You know, and if he wants to have business relations with countries that happen to be enemies, but he's trying to make a buck, that's fair, isn't it?
I mean, not when he's president.
Not while he's president,
Correct.
but when he wasn't.
When he wasn't, it's not.
That's why we're looking at his tax returns for when he wasn't president.
Yes.
Right? That's the ones that are in question.
Yes.
So what's the problem if he did clear, cut, and dry stuff above the table with Russia as a businessman when he wasn't president. What's the problem?
What begs the question is it still going on? So he said he never had business dealings with Russia. He doesn't know Vladimir Putin.
Right.
Then if that is the truth...
So then the question here is not if it's okay if he had business dealings with Russia. The question is whether he lied to us about having business dealings with Russia.
Was it a lie?
Right.
Is it still going on?
Right.
How close are you? Just put it to Mr. Trump.
Yeah.
Just put it to rest. That's all you have to do. And by hiding your stuff more and more and more, you are making yourself look worse. And then he comes out and says, "I am the worst. I have been treated the worst of any politician ever."
It's like, come on. Are you serious?
I love the people that come out and say these things like Kennedy was shot in the face, Lincoln was shot in the back of his head. Obama, which is something he instituted, he harassed Obama over his birth certificate.
Right.
Because Trump is a known racist. He's a racist. That was all racially driven.
Yeah.
And if it's not, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You're a stupid, stupid person if you don't think that's
so
true.
blind and so ignorant.
So dumb.
Or at least naive. I mean, come on.
But he's been treated the worst. Yeah. He's got the entire GOP suckling on the tip of his penis.
Yeah.
And he has been treated the worst. No,
right.
Let me tell you something, Mr. Trump. You're not a good president. You're not a good person. And honestly, I just hope that you can find somewhere in your gold-encrusted brain to just step down as president and fade into obscurity.
Yeah.
Go do more episodes of The Apprentice. I'm not going to watch it. I don't think many people are, but at least you'll be doing something with your life.
I mean, Schwarzenegger was a Republican.
I don't know.
Whatever. He ran as a Republican and won.
Correct.
And became the governor. And so I don't understand why you would attack him.
No idea. Because he's a 5-year-old with a gun and a bad attitude.
He's so mad. Do you remember when Obama actually made fun of Trump at the Correspondents' Dinner in 2011?
Yeah.
He made fun of him, and Trump left. Trump got up and left.
Well, yeah, because
he was mad.
He's a child.
He was so mad, and a lot of people are actually pointing to that as the turning point for him, and that's why he wanted to run for president from then on.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
Are you looking at porn? What are you looking at?
Right now, I'm trying to find a friend of mine.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to give him a shout out for his awesome work in Thailand.
Oh, right.
And I've been trying to find the link to his website.
Is this friend of yours an orangutan?
Yes, actually. He is an orangutan that knows sign language. Orangutan who knows sign language and is teaching the sign languge to the children of
the inner
Thailand.
city youth.
The inner city youth of Thailand, yes. He's teaching them all about the internet and Twitter and the important things.
So let's see. What would be a great place to have an impeachment party?
And then that is the next question.
Because there will be dancing in the streets.
Dancing in the street.
I mean, we're talking about like if the town in Footloose all of a sudden were allowed to dance. That's how happy people will be.
Well, people that are intelligent understand that.
Right.
That the unintelligent, uneducated will still, hey, Trump president.
Well, I think it speaks to a higher level beyond politics, beyond left and right, red and blue. I think that would be a victory for our moral conscience.
Yes, I think so.
I
think so.
Because look at how closely we watched the French election and how we were really worried about this populist, fascist, racist idealism taking a foothold in Europe because it looked like it was headed that way after the Brexit issue.
Yep.
You have this influx of refugees flooding through Europe because the situation in the Middle East is so bad that people are like, oh, it sucks here. I'm going to live in other places. And so, of course, they come through Europe and they get treated poorly simply because they're different and because they have a different religion. they are actually heckled a lot.
Yeah.
In places like France, and that's why you've had a big influx of extremists in France, because young men and women, specifically young men, are being propagated. They're being picked out and by these terrorist organizations, and they're saying, "Hey, I just want to talk to you." So remember when you went down to the store there at the corner, and that white Christian charged you a little bit more for bread than he did the other guy?
So glad you're saying this.
Well, he's doing that because you're a Muslim.
Yeah.
Oh, well, but you're a terrorist organization. I'm not going to listen to you, and you don't express how I feel about love and religion. Yeah, okay. And they come back a month later. Hey, I noticed you're getting kicked out of your house. Yeah, the landlord doesn't want me to live here because I'm a refugee and I'm Muslim. Oh, yeah? Yeah, that sucks. Remember what I was saying about how they treat you because you're a Muslim and they're Christian? Yeah, I get it, but I don't want to feel those feelings, and I'm not about hate, I'm about love, so I'm moving on.
Yep.
Then about a year later, the person gets married and their wife is, raped because she kept wearing a burqa in an area where it had been white and Christian for so long,
yep.
and now there's too many people with burqas in that neighborhood. So she got like stones thrown at her or something.
Yep.
Now it's personal.
Yep.
And now the young man thinks, all right, I'm not an extremist, but I'll hear what they have to say. Mm-hmm. Boom, now they got him.
Yep.
Now the extremists are flooding his emails with videos.
Exactly.
And he's seeing, and it's persuasive, obviously, because it works on so many people.
Of course.
Now you've got it. Now you've got the inklings of a terrorist.
Well, and they don't need. They're getting their advertisement and their brainwashing from the people that denounce terrorism.
Right.
So the people that are so strongly denouncing terrorism, so strongly denouncing Muslims and the Muslim people, are the ones that are continuously breeding these terrorists and creating the attacks.
It's brainwashing is what it is.
And they're doing it themselves, the nationalists. That's what they're not getting. And then the you just, to your point, and I think you're 125.7% correct.
Very accurate.
Thank you. It's very, very simple. They are the way they are because you treat them like shit. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You make it so they use Donald Trump now for their propaganda videos.
Right.
The refugees, us not allowing the refugees in, gave ISIS so much ammunition to use against us to brainwash the disenfranchised. You take a bunch of people that feel like they don't belong anywhere, and they think the United States, it's a place where everyone is accepted, where dreams come true, where I can be free, and the U.S. says everyone but you.
Yeah.
Everyone except for you. And then ISIS comes along and says they didn't accept you. Everything we say about America is true and must be true.
Yeah, it's
which
sad.
Isn't. Everything ISIS says about America is not true. But the population of America that makes it true for them. And then they fucking start blowing shit up. The fact of the matter is everyone says, well, we need to be safe. We need to be safe. We need to be safe. You don't get that as a guarantee. Yeah. I'm sorry. You could wake up in the morning, you cross the street, get hit by a bus. Yeah. You could wake up in the morning, you can go to the bank, the place gets robbed, you try to be a hero, you get shot. You wake up in the morning, a disenfranchised Muslim becomes a member of ISIS and blows up a stadium. Mm-hmm. Sorry, it happens. Yeah. Is it catastrophic? Is it terrible? Is it disgusting? Dan,
of course.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Whenever innocent people are killed, it is a disgusting, disgusting thing.
Especially in the name of a God.
Exactly. Any God, because gods aren't real. Just get that. Gods are not real. But the point I'm trying to make is you're the ones, the nationalists, the Republicans, the I hate Muslims, those people, guess what? The innocent, the blood, it's on your hands. I'm sorry.
Not 100%, but I agree with you. I think it's twofold. It's them pushing others away and spreading that fear only helps, what you said, only helps to catalyze?
Kettle.
They're a catalyst to the problem where now the terrorist organizations are using that as fuel. Okay, so it's twofold. It's the ignorance that you're spreading and the hate that you're spreading is only giving the terrorists more fuel.
Exactly.
So then they have something to actually say. Look, see, they're treating you like shit because they're Christian.
Exactly. Oh,
They're treating you like shit because you're a Muslim.
Exactly.
But really, neither side is stepping up and saying, "Hey, yeah, we're treating you like shit, but it's really just because we're insecure about people that are different."
Exactly.
And then the terrorists, of course, because they're terrorists, aren't going, "Yeah, they're treating you like shit, but that's just because they're being ignorant and it's not." They're acting like it's not personal, but they just haven't got over themselves.
Exactly.
Like, they can't just say that because they have their own interests at heart.
Of course, they always have their own interests at heart.
That's the problem.
And the biggest thing about religion is that it is a clergyman cannot shake a stick, or a businessman cannot shake a stick at a clergyman for being able to sell bullshit. And that's what it is. It's selling bullshit. And it's power. Each of these little sects of ISIS, who knows if they actually believe in Allah or not, but I'll tell you what, they've got followers to boost their egos, they've got them making money for them, they have convinced people to strap explosives to themselves and push them out and kill innocent people in the name of Allah. Just step back and think about it for
It's
a second.
sad.
It's disgusting.
So, your friend, what was he doing? What's that about? Did you find his website?
I found his email address, his contact information, and I'm going to give you that, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about what he does.
Okay.
A friend of mine, his name is Dan. I know it's odd because I have a friend named Dan that's sitting here doing this podcast with me. I've always known him. I want to talk about him for a moment because he's a colorful fella.
Well, we only have 24 hours in a day.
Well, I'll keep it brief.
Okay.
He was a snappy dresser, but he always wore things that were a bit strange, but not too far off. Not like, what the fuck are you wearing? As like,
gotcha.
Hey man, that works.
Yeah.
It's strange, but it works.
Yeah, like it.
Very intelligent, super intelligent.
Okay.
Very smart guy. Could be making far more money at a large company or something.
Sounds like a valuable asset.
He was, very much a valuable asset. He also used these things called facts. If there was ever an argument for any reason.
Few and far between these days.
These days, few and far between.
Yeah.
He would just, and sometimes though, he would talk and I would turn myself off.
Yeah.
Not because, like my brain, not because what he said wasn't interesting or important, but because it got to a point where it's like, I like to consider myself a smart guy. Mm-hmm. But he just started taking it to just
next level stuff.
Next level, and I'm just kind of like, all right, man.
I can't handle this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the other side of him is he's very giving.
Okay.
Very, very giving. And he's a bit eccentric when it comes to that. So what he's recently decided to do is to just quit his job and sell a bunch of his stuff.
Yeah.
And literally just move to Thailand. And I talked to him and I asked him how long are you planning on being there? And he said, I really don't know. Toyland, yes, Toyland. He's going to...
Toys R Us?
Yes, Toys R Us, exactly. That's where he's going.
Okay.
So, let me just see here. I have his information. So he sent me some of this... said, my friend quit his job and decided to move to Thailand to teach English to children and mothers there as a way to open up opportunities for them to have a better life.
And the spread of American imperialism.
Of course.
Just kidding.
No, not him. He would be like the last person to do that. The area is home to many refugees fleeing war, forced labor, and poverty in Burma and Myanmar. Leaving family and community behind has destroyed their support network for families and exacerbated the immense challenges they face when relocating to a foreign country and culture. So he is out there teaching them all kinds of stuff. He's not only teaching them stuff, he's building things. These kids have literally nothing.
Yeah.
Literally nothing. And I talked to him via Facebook Messenger when he is lucky enough to have a Wi-Fi signal. He'll be like, oh my God, I got a signal. Let me just talk to as many people as I can. Right? First world problem. So what I have here is an email address. If you're interested in donating any money or time, or maybe you want to follow him out to Thailand, I don't really know. You can email him at baanunrak@gmail.com. I'm gonna
very clear.
I'm gonna go ahead and spell that for you. I'll put the email address as well at the bottom of the podcast. So if you're listening to this now, scroll to the bottom, and you'll see this. It is baanunrak@gmail.com. Again, baanunrak@gmail.com. And my buddy Dan is actually the one who answers those emails. He answers all of the emails. This is what I suggest. Email him, ask how you can get involved. If you're interested, that's all you got to do. Email him, say, how can I get involved? What can I do? And knowing him, he will give you the full rundown as to what you can do. It's a great cause, and this is a guy that's doing. He's not just talking about it.
He's doing.
He's actually doing it.
Yeah. We're slacktivists. He's an activist.
He's an activist. I love that. He's an activist, and we're slacktivists.
Yeah.
That's very true. So I support him with my thoughts, and by pushing.
I support him with my heart.
With your heart? You got a big, beautiful heart.
Let's get to the. Let's
move on. Yeah, we just talked about giving. Now let's talk about taking away with our "fuck you" section, where we call anything out and say "fuck you," and you make my life a little bit worse. Dan, did you want to start? Or?
Sure.
Okay.
Fuck
please.
you, Hollywood. Fuck you, Hollywood, and your lack of creativity. Your same old bullshit that you rehash. For example, The Mummy. Okay. I'm not saying the first 3 movies of The Mummy was great. Okay, I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying you did it already. Okay, and now you have to have Tom Cruise doing it. Big fucking deal. You seriously? Mummies. We're still doing mummies? You couldn't even come up with a different title? It has to be the same storyline? I don't get it. Why?
I don't know. I feel like this one's going to be better, though.
Stop.
Stop what?
Come up with something new, please, Hollywood.
It would be nice. I would love an original thought.
I had a film professor in college, a very brilliant man. I had him for 2 different classes, and he basically said, look, I've been working in the movie industry for the last 40 years. There are 5 main plots that are reused in almost every single movie you see. 5.
Do you remember them?
No.
Oh, okay.
Something
That's the best part. You don't remember them, so when you see them again, you don't remember.
It's like, okay, it's the road trip.
Yeah.
Or the buddy comedy.
Buddy comedy.
Sometimes those are combined.
They can be.
I mean, he had them all listed out. Do I remember them? No. But he was like, if you watch any movie, you say, okay, so they do this, and then this happens at the very end, and then it's a twist here. Okay, boom. That's that storyline. Or it's the road trip where something bad happens, and these group of friends have to travel across the country, and then they run into problems along the way. It's like, it's the same shit over and over again. But even worse is when they actually have the same fucking movie over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, look, Brendan Fraser. What are your thoughts? For me, he's hit or miss. Like, I kind of like him.
Yeah, I like him.
But at the same time, and I'm not necessarily going to take him too seriously.
I don't go, Brendan Fraser movie's out? Let me go watch that.
But I think he's kind of funny. I remember I only saw the first Mummy movie.
The first 2 were the only ones that were worth it. After that, and the Scorpion King garbage. Jesus Christ.
So I remember there's a scene where like he was like freaking out and trying to pack everything into a suitcase. I think they're on a boat or something. And he's like grabbing things inside the room to like throw in the suitcase. And he threw a cat in the suitcase too. I don't know if that was improvised or not, but it was great. It was funny. It was perfect.
Well, yeah. Let me put it this way. My thoughts on Brendan Fraser are this. Like I said just now, I don't go, oh my God, Brendan Fraser's a movie come out. Let me watch this.
Sure.
But if I'm flipping through the channels and I get to USA and a Brendan Fraser movie,
inevitably a Brendan Fraser movie
is on.
Right.
Let me just check this out for a little bit.
Why not?
At least until the first commercial break.
So why? I mean, like, the movie franchise was...
Yeah.
Like it or not, it existed already.
Yeah.
So stop it. Don't do it again. Especially not this soon. I could understand the lack of creativity and wanting to rehash something that came out 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
But now, it was like 5 years ago that last
I know.
mummy. You know, like, who cares?
I know.
Stop it. Yeah. So fuck you, Hollywood.
Fuck you. Thank you, Dan. My fuck you. So, last night, Dan, you remember we were at the bar?
Parts of it.
Yeah, we were at the bar. We first, this started at the first bar we went to. So we went to the first bar, and there was nowhere to sit. It was jam-packed. This is our favorite bar. We love this bar.
10 times, not an exaggeration, 10 times the amount of people in that bar that were at the Rattlers game.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. But anyway, we go in there. We can't find a place to sit. I see an open table. I decide I'm going to be the bigger man. I'm going to go to the hostess. I know the hostess.
Yeah.
I figure I go to the hostess, say, hey, it's me, the Rockness Monster.
I love your podcast.
And, you know, well, she loves my tips is what she
Right.
loves. And I don't mean that in a sexual way. I mean, like, literally the money that I give the tips. And I go to that bar quite often, so she knows who I am. So I was going to go over and just say, hey, you know, can we grab that table over there? And when I was about to do that, because I'm a man of integrity, a family comes in, and they just immediately grab the table without even asking anyone.
Whoa.
So I turn to our buddy Rick, because it was his birthday, and we're like, well, do you want to check out the pub next door and just see if the pub
A
is
smaller,
better?
more hick type bar.
Exactly, a lot of country music, but it's whatever. The prices are right. And it's literally directly next door. So I get out, I go next door, I see there's an open table. I say, all right, let's go ahead and we'll use this table.
Sure.
So we come in, and we grab the table, and we sit there, and we start ordering. We order our food, we order our drinks. We're having a good time. Doesn't this fucking family come in?
The same ones
The
that tried to take that
same
table.
family and grabbed a different table
Right
at the
behind
pub,
us. Yeah.
right behind us. And I was like, motherfuckers, we would have rather stayed at the other bar.
Yeah.
And because the food and the drinks are better. It's a little more expensive, but I'd pay more.
It's worth it.
For better, for better
Definitely
quality.
worth it.
So I'm like, son of a
This
bitch.
bitch.
So that's
This
strike
bitch.
one.
Ugh.
Now, to describe these people, it was an older man, an older woman. They were obviously mom and dad. And then there was a young man, and then there was a young woman. The young woman had her face all painted up, and
She had a dance recital earlier.
some type of dance. Now, dance is a useless thing. It's very
Stop,
useless.
stop,
So
stop, you piece of shit.
she's already useless. And we were trying to choose music in the jukebox that would inevitably make people leave. That's what myself and Josh were discussing. We were like, put stuff in the jukebox.
Well, that backfired.
That people will not like.
Right.
So then they'll leave because we just don't want to deal with them. So I made that wisecrack, and the dancing queen over there fucking goes, oh, well, hey, you should put in Hanson or something. And I'm like, I don't remember asking for your fucking opinion. No, I didn't say that. But
Man, that would have been funny,
I
though.
wanted to. Now, the tongue lashing came a little later.
Yeah.
So, of course, we're at a bar. We're the guys. We're guys.
Yeah.
Okay? And we were talking about
pussies.
Reba McEntire.
Okay.
And having children. And we
Right.
were talking about gynecologists and vaginas.
Right.
We were a little loud. We had a lot of drinks.
Yeah.
We're in a bar. We're over the age of 21. Mm-hmm. And the older woman...
To be honest, to be fair, I don't even think it was that vulgar. What we were saying?
I don't think it was either.
It was just very specific.
It was specific.
Like, I think you just said maybe Reba McEntire's vagina. It was probably the worst thing you said.
Yeah, something about Reba's vagina. I don't remember. I was drinking.
Right.
Long story short, this old broad at that table turns around and goes, "Excuse me." I look at her. I go, "What?" And she goes, "You have a potty mouth on you, don't you?" And I was like, "What?" She goes, "I'm here with my daughter." And I'm like, "Well, that's nice."
Yeah.
And then the daughter was saying something I don't remember because I was too busy being like...
Trying to talk to somebody else, too.
Yeah, what? So she's like, "Gosh, you got a potty mouth. You sure do like to talk, blah, 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 blah."
Yeah, go back to Minnesota. Where the fuck you're from.
Listen, you dumb fucking old broad. Don't get mad at me because your husband across the table has to pop 2 Viagra before he can put his dick inside of you. And you're just mad because you haven't been laid
With a
in the
bag
past
over
8
your head.
years. And first of all, if he has to fuck you, he's got to be drunk. And that's why you're at the bar probably to begin with. Number
Absolutely.
2... Your daughter has quite the mouth on her as well, and I'm sure she's had a couple penises inside of it. So I highly, highly doubt that she was offended by what I had to say. And if you were offended by what I had to say, then you can get your fat ass up off of your fucking seat and you can walk out of the goddamn bar. I wasn't at a Chuck E. Cheese discussing a vagina. If I was at a Chuck E. Cheese with my kid, openly discussing Reba McEntire's vagina, and I was asked to be quiet, I am in the wrong. I am the one that is in the wrong. If I am at a Home Depot,
it's a privately owned establishment, and if she had went to the bar and said, "These people over here are talking about Reba McEntire's vagina, it's making us uncomfortable," that bartender/owner has every right to kick us out.
Exactly. Has every right to walk over to the table and ask us to keep it down.
Right.
Now, they're not going to do that because I know the crowd. I know the area. They don't really give a shit as long as you're spending money because they need that money.
Oh, they do.
And that's why we go there. You're at a bar. You're at a bar, an establishment that serves drinks to people.
And to be honest, like you said, it's not. We weren't even like saying, "Fuck that bitch in the ass." Like we weren't that crude.
We were talking about Reba McEntire's vagina.
We probably said the clinical term.
we were talking about
we could have been we could have been doctors.
And the only reason why Reba even got brought up is because she got put on the jukebox.
Right.
And that was it. And I couldn't believe this woman. I could not believe it.
I'm here with my daughter.
So then
someone's got to talk about it.
It gets even worse. So she taps Rachel.
Oh.
And goes, "Hey, what does that chicken finger look like? This is the old woman who told me I have a potty mouth."
Right.
Taps Rachel and says, who's with us, Rachel's a friend of ours that was sitting at the table, taps her and says, "What does this chicken finger look like?" And Rachel looks at it and goes, "I don't know.
Chicken finger?
Chicken finger? I don't know. Doesn't it look like a penis?" The old lady's now referring to a chicken finger as a penis. After making a big to-do about my potty mouth discussing vaginas, she can now talk about penises.
Right.
Listen, lady, fuck you. You're my fuck you. Fuck you to hell. And people like you. And people like you. Okay?
That's a little rough.
This is the United States of America. We have a Bill of Rights. It's got 10 amendments on it. Not a single one of those rights, the first
says
10
anything about Reba's
says
vagina.
Says anything about the right to not be offended. If you're offended, something's wrong with you, not with me. No, it's true. It's true. If you're offended by something, get up and leave. It's that simple. What is your thought?
No, I agree. I just think you're saying it wrong.
Okay, then how...
It's not that if someone's offended by something that something's wrong with them. What would be wrong with them is what they do afterwards. So she wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong for being offended. She was wrong for trying to tell you not to speak that way in a bar with adults. She should have. What she should have done is she could have asked you politely, like, "Hey, I know you have a right to talk about whatever you want, but would you mind just kind of chilling out with the vagina talk?" And that's okay because you have every right to do it. And you could say, "No, I'm going to keep talking the way I want to."
I'm going to keep talking this way.
And if she doesn't like it, then she should have left herself.
Yeah,
as opposed to just trying to, "Hey, I'm here with my daughter." Like, you're the asshole.
Exactly.
That's her problem.
She could have gotten up with her cock-holster daughter.
Right.
And they
She has every right to be offended. She's not wrong for being offended. She's just wrong for the way she handled it.
Exactly. Perfectly fine. Now, I don't wish death upon these people. I just wish them to be silent and be quiet. That's all. So then anyway, to finish the story finally, because this went on way too long.
Yeah.
She starts saying it looks like a penis, and then I'd been drinking.
You're like, whoa.
So I'm like, "Excuse me. Oh, now we can start talking about penises and cocks and penises and chicken penises? Do you feel... So you can do it, but I can't?" She made eye contact with me with a scowl. Yeah. So I started going, "Vagina, vagina, vagina, vagina." Stupid bitch. So anyway, that was me. Fuck you to that lady.
Oh, man.
And her and hers.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah, they deserved it.
So they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell. No, that was just Sam Jackson. I don't really feel that way about them. I don't feel like they deserve to die. I just feel like they should shut up. Let's move on. Dan, I had a great show. No guests.
No guests. We rocked it.
Rocked it and shocked it.
I mean, it's a throwback to the days when we first started. We didn't have guests.
I know.
And but hopefully our audio quality is better.
Yeah.
this would be, by the time we're finished, what, episode 8 or 9?
This is
9, I think.
Well, if you consider the movie episode, which is 2, this will actually be 10.
10.
But if you count that as one episode, we're on 9.
Yeah. So we're working to get, whether it be Wix or Squarespace or some other hosting ability to get a website, and through that website create an RSS feed, and if so, maybe we can get on Stitcher and iTunes, et cetera, et cetera. Hopefully someday people will be listening to this on iTunes, just kind of flipping through the episodes, deciding which one to listen to.
Yep.
Just, and hey, if we titled this one No Guest, but we still rocked it, listen to it.
Yeah, exactly. And we're trying to get out there. We're trying to better our offerings, better our guests, better everything about the show. We'd like to grow the show, and we want to make it about you guys that listen to us. But the only way we can do that is with your support. And no, I don't mean financially. I don't want your money. And
No.
Dan might.
Yeah,
I don't.
I do need some.
He needs some money. He's got
compensation.
bills that are just piling up. But
Right.
in all seriousness, give us a like. Share this. Share it with a friend.
Yeah.
Tell a friend about us. Comment. Let us know your thoughts. We're very interested in what it is that you have to say as someone that's a listener. The biggest way we can be successful is you spreading the word and telling people about us. If you find us funny, I mean, if you don't, if you think we just suck, then
fine.
Then don't share this with anyone. But if you like it, if you like what we have to say, again, it all comes down to you. We do this for you guys that listen to us. We do have a very small group of religious listeners. I want to say that there's about 3 or 4 of them.
We do it for you.
We do it for you. No, and in all seriousness, we really do. And we hope you enjoy the show. We definitely enjoy doing it. We sit here with our coffee and our microphones. I spend about the first half an hour
My fly's
screaming.
unzipped. I mean, we're just comfortable.
Exactly. We spend the first half an hour me screaming at my MacBook while I'm trying to put the microphones together,
Right.
get them hot. So we appreciate you. Spread the word. Let more people know about us, or don't.
We love you,
We do.
and, that's a lie. I don't know who you are.
Exactly.
But I'm out.
All right.
See you later.
Thanks. And everyone, in the meantime, don't kill each other. Thanks a lot.